bookcases. I'm so excited to talk about bookcases today. You've seen my bookcase in other videos, I am sure. And when we moved in 2 years ago, we actually had that wall built with bookcases because it was kind of a dull wall. That is neither here nor there today. This is about clutter and about cleaning up your house and cleaning up your bookcases. A lot of times people have even just freestanding furniture as bookcases, or a lot of times around fireplaces I see on either side there are bookcases, which is the job I will be at tomorrow with the While You're Out. And I will do it like a before and after just to show you. But so many times it's like, what do I put on those? Or they just become like clutter grounds for frames, knickknacks, books that sometimes look like this. Okay, you know, books like that, like they're pushed in, okay? Because I'm gonna give you a tip here in a second. But it's just like you're just stuffing books there. It's not like they're looking like they're supposed to on a bookcase. So let's start. First of all, you know what I'm gonna say, take all that stuff down and just clean out. I mean, this takes probably a whole afternoon, maybe a day. Okay, one day, but worth it when it's done. Take everything off, clean it to death, get it all clean. And I'm really gonna address books because when I do people's bookcases, sometimes they'll say, do you have any more books or do you have any books? And a lot of times people have said, well, I do have a lot of books, but they're just like in a box somewhere. And I'm like, no, let's use them. But here's my little tip and trick for using books, because books add texture and they really make a space look good. But first, it's how to use books. Okay. First thing I do is I ask permission if I can do this, but I like to take the sleeves off the book, giving you a book that looks like this, which is much more interesting to look at. All stacked on the book case, it just has more of like a library feel, and this has nothing to do with traditional. This has nothing to do with what, you know, your house is like, from modern to country to Victorian to whatever. Books on a bookcase look good, but they especially look good when they're grouped because it gives you that library look. So get all the sleeves off if you're not into the jackets of them. I just, on jobs when I ask if I can do that, I throw them into like a cardboard box, and then I start putting them back, but then I put them back on the shelves and I'm lining them up. But even with the bookshelf, it's like, oh, Pam, really? I didn't even know that. Yeah, there's a look to that that looks really good and even. Okay, so then you've got a bunch of books on there, and what do you think of the books that are stacked like this? I like those a lot. I think they're really good if they're more art type books. There's like a thicker, better looking book that looks great like that in between. I get it, especially for those of you that have a lot of bookshelves and you gotta fill a lot of space. So that is about books. If I think anything else, I'll add it. But even like this, because I'm in such a small house, as you know, down there on the bottom, I had old like leather, fake leather, whatever, photo albums. And that's a great place. I couldn't store them out in the garage. I couldn't store them, you know, I don't have a lot of storage space here. So all filling that bottom spot with just, that's a little children's chair in front of it. You kind of don't notice it, but at least my photos are inside and it's just plain and your eye doesn't go to it. So then the fun stuff, the intermittent stuff. I even have, as I've told you many times, I've splurged on those library lights. I love them. I think it completes the look. But I still kept my little lamps. I don't care that it's plugged in like that. I still kept a couple little lamps because, and I'll leave those on at night sometimes, but it's just kind of a haphazard look to kind of just put it in there and light shelves themselves. I had my guy not make me a shelf for that shelf right there because I knew I had an abundance of mirrors when I downsized into this house. And when I put one there, instead of or you can put artwork there. But when I put one there, it kind of opened it up to like, so you didn't just see a wall, you saw through it. So that mirror is kind of doing a visual trick. What I talk about in every room, which I feel this way for shelves as well, is you gotta add some greenery. If you don't add some greenery, the shelf can go kind of dead. Unless that is filled top to bottom with books, which is a look I absolutely love because that really does look like a library. And I think that's a really cool look. But I do like a little bit of greenery. Yep, right there. Hard subject next, guys, is frames. A lot of frames are super outdated. So I have no problem with the picture in it and the kids, and I get it. But the frame around it is looking like, you know, dated. So maybe take the picture out and maybe treat yourself to a new frame. They're like $4, $5 at Home Goods and places like that, Target. So that will freshen it up. But also edit your frames. Just think bigger and less. Just a few frames, if that's what you want to do. Like I even have an old frame, like a kid frame, my mom holding me as a baby. Okay, I have one. But it kind of looks more like an art piece, number one, because it's black and white. But there's just not a lot for my eyes to go all over the place. Again, I'm not anti-children's pictures. I like them grouped and smaller, so you actually, grouped, so you actually look at them. You can stand there and look at them. But to me, a book, and then I even have a sign down there too that just, you know, you can lean in, go ahead and lean in something. But when you start getting too nicky-nacky everywhere, that's where the cluttered look comes in. So it's like getting dressed for your day, you put your stuff on, you put your jewelry on, you take a piece of jewelry off. Take a knick-knack off the shelf. It might be getting too much or overkill. The other thing too is, you know, I've had a collection of white pictures. Maybe you have a collection of something. Sometimes something's grouped. When something's grouped, like these are all the same color too, you actually see it as a collection instead of putting them all over the place. So I hope that helped today, because I'm about to tackle some bookcases tomorrow, and I love doing that because it's kind of just organizing, but it's also getting rid of visual clutter, what your eyeballs see. So hang in there, do that. We got one more coming for the clutter series. I welcome your suggestions. I've heard some great messages from you guys. And if there's other areas you'd like me to tackle, because I was kind of thinking about kitchen cabinets, I would do that too. So have a great week, and I will see you on Friday.